Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we are going to be starting our Christmas concert after a 2 year absence. It's great to be back again and being able to listen to our kids play live, having a live audience as well, and being able to be back here at our SPC, our Student Performance Center, and Administration Building. And so we welcome each of you all tonight. I do want to recognize from our superintendent's cabinet, our very own superintendent, Dr. Carlos Rios. May we hear an applause for him? Dr. Rios. He was in attendance last night when we had our mariachi concert, and he's here somewhere. And so we want to thank him for all the support we get from him. And also we want to thank our Chief Instructional Officer, Mrs. Aida Gomez, over here. She is extremely supportive of our fine arts program, but in particular, her favorite is the jazz band. So I know that she's excited to get to hear the rest of the music. As we were, warming up, that was just a little taste of what you're going to get a chance to hear this evening. And so I also want to be recognizing our Board of Trustees, President Raymond Mesa, Vice President Linda Guanajuato Webb, Secretary Diana Gonzalez, board members Alfredo Contreras, Amy Haynes, Joshua Overfeld, and Ken Smith. And by the way, I'm Ricardo Rios. I'm the Fine Arts Coordinator and Head Band Director. And you'll be listening. Oh, yes, Dr. Rios did this. Dr. Rios is over here. So thank you, Dr. Rios, for being in attendance this evening. I was like, what are you trying to tell me, Mr. Morales? And by the way, speaking of, Mr. Morales is in charge of the jazz band with assistance from Mr. Eric Medina over here with the rhythm section. Mr. Medina will also be running the sound. And then we also have Ms. Sydney Bonnell, also works with the mainly with the reeds, and I just keep them out of trouble and listen to them every so often and give some comments here and there and critiques. But they're doing an excellent job, and our students. It's great that we have a big and fully instrumented jazz band. We're actually going to be playing out at the base for an event this Saturday. So our liaison there with activities going on over there. A lot of times this time of year, they will contact us and to have some live jazz music for them, and they always enjoy that. So we have a few kids that are going to be going over and performing at the base on Saturday. And so we thank those students for taking the time to be able to do that. Well, let me go ahead and turn it over now to our jazz band director, Mr. Aldo Morales.
Thank you, Mr. Rios. I am the jazz band director along with the other two directors. And the first song we're gonna play, the first song and the last song are pieces that we're gonna play in our competition program next semester when we start our competitive season around March, April. And then the two middle songs will be conducted by the other two directors in our actual Christmas music, so you'll be able to enjoy that part of the program. This first piece is entitled Things to Come. It's a very difficult piece. That's why it's our competition piece. And so it's kind of a diamond in the rough right now, and we're gonna spend the next couple of months polishing this up for our competition. Last time we competed was in the spring. Actually, our competitive season was gonna start in March of 2020, and that's exactly when everything shut down. So this group hasn't competed since 2019. At that time, actually, our seniors were freshmen during that time, and we got third place in Texas A&M Kingsville Jazz Festival, which is the biggest jazz festival in pretty much all of Texas. There was about 16 6A schools, and we ended up third place there behind Westlake Austin and C.T. Johnson from San Antonio in Northeast. So we're hoping to come back and be as strong as ever. And so this is our first piece. It's entitled Things to Come. It's gonna have two soloists, David Zamora on piano and Emmanuel Luevano on tenor sax. Okay, and so the way we work the jazz band a lot is that we split up within the directors. Mr. Medina takes charge of the rhythm section, which is the piano, the drums, the guitar, and the bass. I take care of the trumpets and the trombones, and Miss Bonnell works with the saxophones. And so I told them, you guys should pick a piece, and you can conduct it at the program, work the piece and everything. So they both chose different Christmas songs. So I'm gonna pass it over to Ms. Bonnell, which will introduce the song. So here's Ms. Bonnell.
So the next piece that we're gonna play is the first funky Noel. So it's just first Noel, but it's in a funk groove. So you'll be able to recognize it. It starts with the saxophones and the melody, and then it passes over to the trumpets. We're gonna have soloists. The first soloist is gonna be Chris Arquil on alto, and then the second soloist is gonna be Charlie in the back on trumpet.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Eric Medina. As Mr. Morales mentioned, I am one of the assistant band directors and percussion director here at Del Rio High School. Tonight, I have the pleasure of conducting the jazz band. Again, I work alongside my two awesome colleagues. I get to work with the rhythm section. So tonight, I'm going to be conducting, and the jazz band is going to be performing a swing piece entitled "Let It Snow, Let It Snow, Let It Snow" by Alan Bailey. Hope you enjoy. Thank you. My students are smarter than me. So what I'm gonna do is to introduce the soloist in this order. So first we're gonna feature Manny Webano on saxophone, then Christopher Argil on saxophone, and then and then Mr. Morales back there on trumpet. Hope you enjoy. Thank you. Also, and David Zamoto on piano.
And we're gonna go on to our final song. And before we do that, Simon made me wear this center. And so he should have brought it for himself. Before we play our last song, I want to acknowledge we went to the All Region Jazz Competition in September the 11th. And so on that day, we had students from across the region, students from Eagle Pass, East Central, South San, the Judson ISD schools, Wagner Judson, Clemens, Steele, and some other schools in 5A. And I'm probably leaving a couple of those out. And they all auditioned to be part of the All Region Jazz Band. And they had 22 spots for the jazz band. And out of those 22, they selected 9 of the students from Del Rio. So we want to... So I wanted to acknowledge all the students that qualified for the All Region Jazz Band. And so that's great that the majority, we had the majority of the students from any school make it there, and we actually broke our record that time. So it's a really great group of kids, and we're hoping that we keep on building that next semester and through the competitive season and years that go on. We really want some trombone players. Some of you guys that are in the band here. We need some trombone players. These guys play good, but we need like 2 or 3 more for it to be, because usually they have like 4 or 5 in a band. And so we have a lot of saxophone players. And so that's really great. And so so starting over here, I'm gonna work left to right. Our piano player, David Zamora. And these students also advanced to the area round for a chance to be in the All-State Band, and David got 11th out of the whole state on piano. So there's 2 drum spots in the All-Region Band, and we took both of them. And so on drums over here, my man, he's a freshman, Aaron Perez. And then the other drum set player is Uciel Valenzuela, hiding over here. Working this way over here on tenor sax, we have Emmanuel Wabalo. And Manny also advanced to area in band this past weekend, and so he is the top 2 tenor sax players in the region. So then they have a chance to make the All-State Band through the band round. So that's really great. And then both of these gentlemen auditioned on trombone and on bass trombone. They both qualified for the region band. Daniel Alderete and Jose Aguirre. And then on the trumpets, it was really strange because they took 5 and Charlie was 6th, but Charlie got to play with the band. And so I want to acknowledge Charlie. Ayala on trumpet made the band. Brianna Maldonado on trumpet. And Brianna is actually a horn player, but she plays trumpet really well, so awesome for her. And then Keanu Valles. And she also advanced on the band route, and she's second chair for also the whole region. So that's great in the band route. And did you get second too in this one? In jazz? Yeah. She got second chair in the jazz process. So congratulations to all these kids. Did I miss anybody? No, I didn't miss anybody. Oh yeah, Larissa, and I think she's in the audience. Larissa Herrera, also on alto. She learned her etudes outside of class, and so she went and competed with us, and she's joining the band in next semester. And she's a senior, so we're really excited about that. So we're gonna go ahead and play our last song. This is also a competition piece. This piece is called Harlem Congo. These are all these kids are saxophone players except Jalen is a flute player, Rosalind is a clarinet player, Amanda is a clarinet player, Brianna is a clarinet player, and so and also Zach is a clarinet player. He played bass clarinet, but they all. I'm sorry, what? Oh, okay. Okay, and then so all these kiddos, I was like, okay, you want to be in jazz? That's fine. You gotta learn sax. You gotta learn sax. And so they learn sax. And some of these other saxophones don't play clarinet. So in this piece, they have to play clarinet too. So they have to play both and stuff. So the kids that didn't know two instruments, now two. And I mean, one or the other, so they ended up learning clarinet. So these, the rest of them that play saxophone, they had to play the clarinet. So that's really great. And there's gonna be a part of the song where they all play clarinet in that part. So, and Miss Bonnell was the one that actually taught him to play clarinet in like a day. So it's like, it's like go over there and learn it with Miss Bonnell. And she came back, she's like, I need more time. And I'm like, okay, next semester, kind of thing. Because we're always going from one thing to the next. So this song is also a contest piece, and it's entitled Harlem Congo. Okay, so yeah, Manny reminding me about the solos. That's right. We have David Zamora on piano. He's gonna play a solo. Who else is also playing a solo? Oh yeah, Aaron Perez on drums is gonna play a solo. Who else? Kiana is playing a solo. Actually, all the trumpets have a solo. They have like a little mini solo, and they kind of trade off from each other. So that's really cool. Jose Aguirre has like a little cool solo part at the end there, and who else? Am I missing something? And oh yeah, the clarinets. Yeah, Rosalind and Amanda, they were both doubling on a clarinet solo towards the end of the piece there. So again, this is Harlem Congo. Thank you for being here tonight. That concludes our portion of the concert. And I'm gonna hand it over one more time to Mr. Rios. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the jazz group, and we look forward to next semester working hard in our competitive season. Thank you.
Thank you again for being in attendance this evening and for coming over to support our jazz band. And as Mr. Morales mentioned, hopefully we're going to have in the next semester an opportunity for them to go and compete. Hopefully go over to Kingsville, which is where they have the big jazz festival. And also I think we did that year. Also we did the San Marcos one, no? And also did really well in St. Mary's. In Harlington. Hopefully these trips will become a reality, be able to go to those and have the students compete. We also want to invite you on Thursday. We're having the big bands in concert, and it'll be here again. All the concerts are starting at 7. Tomorrow, we're having our color guard performing in the old gym at 7 o'clock as well. And they're doing a really great job. Our color guard has really done well. We've had some extra help because we have a young lady that's actually her husband's at the base, and she has a lot of color guard experience. Came over and started to help us and teamed up with Ms. Sandoval, as well as a couple of former students, and they did just a wonderful job in getting our color guard doing well. So if you want to hear some great music and see them perform with the flags, the different costumes and rifles and all this and that, that's going to be taking place tomorrow at the old gym. And then also tomorrow, also here back at the SBC, we also have the orchestra is going to be performing as well. And then next week we have here at the SBC, on Tuesday, the elementary music choir will be here as well. And I think the high school choir is going to be on Wednesday of next week. So we have a lot of different concerts going on here before we go off on the holidays. And speaking of the holidays, we want to thank everyone again and wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And hopefully we'll get to see you all at our upcoming concerts. We also want to be thanking our administration again, Dr. Rios and Mrs. Gomez for being in attendance. They do a lot of things for our program, as well as a lot of the other programs. They're here for the kids, and we really appreciate everything that they do for the district. So we wish everybody a great evening, and keep enjoying the concerts. And on behalf of the band department, good night. Thank you. Oh, also want to thank Mr. Peter Ojeda for helping us out, running the lights, and thank you, Mr. Ojeda, back there. Thank you. And and one of our assistant principals, Mr. Johnston over here, yes, for coming over from the high school. Let's hear it for Mr. Johnston.